Hello everybody, I'm Raphael Perry and it's time once again for some more of Steve Jackson's Sorcery. And now I have a whopping 3 beams focused on the Time Serpent, and I may be able to get a 4th one focused on it soon, but since it's possible to complete the game without that without that being necessary, that's probably not the ideal way to handle things. Anyway, here we have our hero. Once again, without any food, although he's got the money to buy some if we ever get to the kind of situation where he could do that. We also want to find out more information about the Seven Serpents. When I faced the Earth Serpent, I didn't cast the SSS spell. In all honesty, I didn't see it. I don't think I noticed a spell beginning with an S, otherwise I would have probably gone for it. So I need to remember to absolutely do that when I encounter the Water Serpent, and hopefully I'll still have time to release the Sun Serpent. Yeah. I have been told the Water Serpent is waiting in the water, but it's waiting for me to grow weak and tired trying to swim across the water, and it won't come if I'm with company or in a boat or something. Will I have difficulty getting out the orb containing the Sun Serpent upon the water, and will I still be able to... Will it be a do this or cast the SSS spell, or will I be able to SSS and then still use the orb? I don't know. So... You wake. The cold wind of the steps has left your body stiff. It'll be good to start walking once more. And I shall walk houses, buildings. You follow the road as it curves and bends and finally begins to descend until it reaches the shores of the lake. Looking out across the vast expanse of still water which stretches to the horizon, your resolve grows. How can you cross? There are still no signs of either people or boats. The far shore is nothing but a blur against the sky. And I should probably have tried to get the whole settlement in here so I could interact with buildings. Maybe cook those fish. Fish. I do have the fish, don't I? Raw meat, which must be cooked. Okay, not fish. That's a lot of weapon options. Okay. A heavy axe intended for chopping through wood and foliage. Absolutely, that's fine. I do need to... Okay, snake belly key. I don't remember... That was actually inside the belly of a snake, wasn't it? Right, so... Walk along the shoreline, wait, blow a whistle. Blow the whistle. What whistle? I do not see a whistle to blow. I don't believe I have one. So it would imply there's like a whistle hanging by a piece of string from a stick or a stake, you know. Odd. Also, I haven't had to use holy water in the mountains yet. I'll walk along the shoreline a little. For several strides you follow the sandy shore eastwards, but find nothing of note. The shoreline ends in a collapsed seawall. It seems this was once a harbour of some kind. I'll gather some sand. You gather a handful of sand. In the distance over the water, a few bird-like creatures turn in the sky. I hope they are birds. I'll walk back the other way. No, I'll wait a little. I didn't mean that long. For an hour you wait. The day is likely to be clear, and it will be hot once more. But apparently from the occasional small animal darting around the waterline, the area seems to be completely deserted. Do I wait longer? I mean, I imagine the water serpent has a great reserve of patience. I'll walk the other way a little. You walk back and try the other way. Again, you come across nothing that might help you get across. Thin clouds drift across the open sky above the lake. Well, I will begin to swim. The lake is wider than the eye can see. To swim across it might take an entire day. You cannot be sure. I shall swim. You step down to the water's edge, do what you can to secure your pack, and then dive in. At least the water is warm. Once again, your fragile possessions are ruined. What you mean, including the Goblin's precious Parchment. Your spellbook is getting soggy, but otherwise remains intact. Okay, so that's bad. Losing the Goblin Parchment, really bad. Have I lost the clue? I haven't lost the clue, but I feel I would need to show it to someone, so losing that is bad. You fall into a steady stroke through the water. After so long walking, it is almost a pleasant change to swim. The sun continues to climb the steep sky. The water is strangely thick and curiously buoyant. It seems to keep you afloat with little effort required, but the same buoyancy makes moving through the water hard work. Must stay in this time zone. You swim on through the water. It is exhausting work. Why couldn't I just have cast a spell? Why couldn't I have cast Fall or Zen? The sun has reached its highest point now. Out of the shade, the air is baking hot. A shoal of brightly coloured fish pass by just below the surface. One nips at your fingers with tiny teeth. I will watch them. I won't splash them away. You watch as one tiny fish clamps your thumb with tiny needle-like teeth and sucks a few drops of blood. Okay. Leave it. You wait, watching the creature turning slowly from bright blue to a brilliant red. Then finally it detaches itself. The shoal turns about in a flash and is gone. You swim quickly away before they can return. I need to tire myself out so that the water serpent will get me. You try to sustain a regular stroke as you swim. The sun is beginning to lower. The air begins to cool. You pause for a moment, treading water and catching your breath. The size of the lake is beginning to dawn on you. Just keep swimming. But thinking about it can do no good. You set your mind to swimming. You have swum within reach of the north shore. Yeah, well, I need to keep swimming. Swimming like this is hard work. The sun is dropping down to the west. It will be night soon. A dark shadow passes across the water. I will look up. Looking up, you see a large winged form passing across the bright sky. It flies fast and high. It's not going to be a serpent. A birdman? The shadow is quite distinctive. It is a birdman from the peaks of High Salmon beating its way across the water. In its arms you make out something else. It seems the birdman is carrying something. No! Someone. What is it? I want to cast a spell. You stop and stare upwards, trying to make out the figure against the shadowy creature, and the bright sky beyond, but you can see nothing. But that it is human in shape, with what looks like two long horns rising from its head. It seems limp, perhaps even dead. What, like a minotaur, maybe? The birdman swoops low, heading towards an eastern island. I will wait and watch. You wait, and after a few long minutes, the creature rises once more into the sky. It is now empty-handed. It flaps away to the east. And I need to keep swimming and growing tired so the water serpent will come for me. You swim across the surface of the lake. It is hard going. The sun has almost set and the sky has turned a deep purple. Soon it will be dark. You rest, lifting your face from the water. Everything around you is wonderfully calm and still. For a moment you can believe you are the only thing in the world. You have swum within reach of the northern shore. Okay. Time, go away. Thank you. You keep a steady pace as you make your way through the water. Night falls. You need to rest, especially after so much swimming on an empty stomach. Look, I need to... Okay, I can come to here. Swimming like this is very tiring. You stop briefly, holding up your head and catching your breath. Looking up, you sense a suitable formation of stars above you. What spell can I cast? I think I should not have gone in the water and I should have got a boat after all. Zen, obviously. No, not Zen. There was an N here. Nip for a speed. Okay, I can see that working. B for big. You cast the enchantment and the medallion begins to glow as you rise gently up into the air. Out of the waves you can rest a little, as well as move yourself much more quickly around. You float close to the shore of an island. Yeah, but that's not the way I'm going. You float on across the surface of the lake. Your weight returns and you settle gradually back down to the ground. The stars turn in the sky overhead. You pause for a moment. Several yards ahead, the water is bubbling upwards. I think I'm in the wrong time period. Approach it or swim around. Swim around, obviously. You turn and detour around the bubbling water. Halfway, you pause to look back, but the bubbles are gone. Obviously, there's something under the water. I'll go back and investigate. I should have waited. You turn back, but find nothing. The water is quite still. Then, a little to your right-hand side, they appear again. I'll move closer. Come on, water serpent. Cautiously, you splash towards the frothing water. Closer in, you start to notice that as each bubble breaks to the surface, there is a sickly smell. I will look down into the water below the bubbles. You hold your breath and put your face in the water to peer through the murk. Somewhere far below, something shadowy is moving slowly by. The bubbles rise from a hole in its back. When the shadow passes, then the shadow passes and it is gone. That is not the serpent. You wait a little longer, but nothing changes. It seems whatever was truly here was truly moved on. I've messed up, haven't I? I've messed up completely. Right. So, here's the plan. I think. Yes. Body stiff and start walking. Yep. I think I need to go back to town and change the beacon. You continue following the road. The sun has not yet crested the last peaks in the east. You stride onwards. The road curves gently as you follow it. The air moves a little, still icy but fresh. Grey dust drifts across the surface of the road. You continue on your way. Or maybe I should have just waited a long time by the edge of the water. You follow the old road. The moaning winds pull at your pack and sword. Time to move onwards. So obviously, the ruins drip with dust. The sun continues to climb the steep sky. Obviously, I'm going to go refocus the beam Into the tower we go. And up, up, up to the very top. I will adjust the beam. And I will say beam, 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 beam. Thank you. We need all of this. If I get a boat and I change time zones. I need up a little. There we go. And then I'll go back down. Alright, nothing amazing happening here just yet. It's beginning to get dark. The road curves gently as you follow it. You begin to hear the distant sound of chatter and cartwheels on the stone. The wind picks up as the evening draws on. It'll be night soon. The road begins to bustle with people who seem to emerge from the dust and mist and rumble past in their carts. Yeah, I'll look at the people. I know where they're going. Of all the strange things you have seen in the waste, this is the strangest. These people come from nowhere and go nowhere, and the same travellers pass by again and again, waving the same greetings down to you. The same travellers, that's a more interesting part. You stride on through the crowds. After a few minutes, you encounter a small girl sitting on her own and staring into the distance. I'll stop to talk to her. You go over to her and squat down on your ankles. "Greetings, little girl," you begin. The girl looks up at you sharply. "You're in the wrong place, aren't you?" she says. "In a manner of speaking, yes." You tell her. "I can see it," she says. "No one else seems to notice, but I can see it." "What can you see?" "I think it must be a curse," she replies thoughtfully. "Adults are so forgetful. They forget everything." "Yes, I get that. Where are your parents, little one?" You ask gently. "Have they forgotten you?" "They've been lost," she replies. "I think they must have forgotten themselves." She points up the road towards the great stone arch at the entrance of the city. "When did they rebuild that?" she asks. "I've seen that arch broken." You tell her. She nods. "I knew it. Didn't I say it? You're in the wrong place. I could tell by the way you were looking at people. Are you the one that stole my parents?" "No." You tell her. She shakes her head, then stands abruptly, hitting you. "I think you are. I can tell you are. No one else can see it, but you can. It was you. I want them back." With that, she rushes away and is quickly lost in the strange mists. All is quiet once more. Something very strange is going on. You continue along the road. The sun is dropping down to the west. Soon it will be dark. You stride along the road. No one stops to talk to you. So, I really don't want to lose the Goblin Parchment. I think there's going to be someone I could show it to. So I think I kind of want to get over here, right? On the mountains. You follow the road as it curves and bends and finally comes to descend until it reaches the shores of the lake. All around is hustle and bustle. The area above the shore teems with stalls and shoppers, and at the waterline, fishermen tend their boats, punting them out into the water. I could get a boat, I could row around on the water a lot, and when I rowed into the present time, the boat would probably cease to exist. I don't think it's going to come with me. And then I would be swimming and I'd lose the parchment, so I want to be careful with that. There doesn't seem to be anyone knowledgeable in this part of the map who could teach me the secrets of the Goblin Parchment or how to use it. In the distance you can make out a tall tower rising from one of the lake's many islands. The sun has almost set and the water has turned a deep purple. Is there fire in the sky? On the other side of the bay area from the waterfront is a line of stores. Most sell food, grilled fish and fruit, and though there is also a bottle seller selling stoppered bottles, I would like to visit the fruit seller. Hello. You visit the fruit seller, who waves his hand across his selection. 1 apple, 2 gold pieces, he declares. Finest Zanzanu supplies. I will absolutely purchase some fruit. I'll buy some apples, you tell the hawker. He nods. How many? 4. It's not as if I have a great shortage of coin, although I probably shouldn't announce that to people. That's 8 gold to you, the man replies, counting your coins. You put the fruit into your pack. I'll visit the fishmonger. The fishmonger is a large woman who wields an enormous cleaver. I'll chop it, grill it for you, she announces, staring you threateningly in the eye. 4 gold pieces per head. I'll buy some fish. This one's bigger than the rest, the woman advises, pointing at one of the fish in particular. But the difference is not discernible to your eye. Well, I'll buy 4. I have plenty of coins as it is. After a few minutes and a smell that makes your stomach ache with hunger, she slides the cooked fish off the grill and onto some thick cheesecloth for carrying. The skin is so hot it makes your fingers blister to touch. I will eat one now. Although waiting for it to cool down a bit would probably be wiser. You eat one of the fish there and then, and before it grows cold. It is excellent, succulent, and clearly only caught a few hours previously. The woman nods. I see you're enjoying that. I'll thank her. You nod in thanks, and she spins her cleaver and reply. I'll go buy some bottles. You stop at the bottle seller's stall. He has shelves and shelves of bottles of all different shapes and sizes and colours. A few are filled, but most are empty. You greet the bottle seller. I'll ask about the bottles. You have a lot of bottles here, you remark. The bottle seller smiles. It's not my passion, if that's what you mean, but I'm very, very good at making bottles, as you can see. I'll look at the filled bottles. You scan over the filled bottles. Most seem to contain nothing but coloured water, and probably filled simply to show off the craftsmanship of the glass. Yes! But a rack at the front appears to contain Blimbry potion. Contains Blimbry potion. How many? I don't know. The row behind is labelled Holy Water from the Temple of the Mule. I will buy the Blimbry potion. Blimbry potions, the vendor says. The finest sourced from the wet marsh of Lake Lumley itself. 7 gold pieces each. I will buy 3. I was going to go 2, but sod it. I'll take 3, you tell him. He hands them over carefully. Be careful of the glass, he says. I have 2 bottles of holy water already. I'll look at the empty bottles and try and maybe get 2. You look over the man's collection of empty bottles. They come in every size, from that of your thumb to tankards up to as large as your thigh. There are thin bottles and portly bottles, and bottles in every shade of coloured glass. Some twist and corkscrew, some are delicately fluted. Most are very well made indeed. Well, I don't need an empty bottle, apparently. You bid farewell to the bottle seller. You move away from the stores. Night falls. You need to rest. The stallholders and fishermen pack away, departing the shoreline in all directions and disappearing from view as they leave the light from the distant beacon. Soon you are quite alone. Hey, look. There might be something, okay? Putting in your nose plugs, you dig through one of the nearby piles of fish heads, scales, bones, and other body bits from the day's catches. At the bottom of the heap, you find a single gold piece which hardly seems worth the smell and oil that now covers your fingers. I will find somewhere to rest. Looking across the water, you have a strong sense of how far you still have to go. You cannot hope to swim across, so there is no progress to be made now. I will sleep in a boat. As long as it's on the land. If I'm sleeping in a boat on the water, that could be a problem. I sleep by the shore. Sleep in a stall. Market stallholder might turn up in the morning. Sleep by the shore makes the most sense. Sleep in a boat, as long as the boat doesn't disappear or bugger off somewhere. You find a sculling boat tied up by the shore, filled with several hemp blankets, and you clamber in. At least you've eaten once already today. I don't need to eat any more. You stretch out and rest. You feel untouched by danger here, and your slumber is untroubled by dreams. Guess what I'm doing tomorrow? You gained several provisions and lost a large amount of gold. Hey, I spent that money. And you have also still got the Sun Serpent, meaning there are only 2 left. You are woken by a gentle rocking motion to find yourself not where you expected to be. For a moment, you sense boards of wood underneath your... Oh, for bugger's sake! Right. Well, I was correct there. But sleeping in a boat, big mistake. Oh, God, do I have to redo all these... Oh. Okay. Well, then. The stalls. Oh, my goodness. So yes, I do. Visit the fruit cellar. Buy some fruit as much as I possibly can. Yes. Visit the fishmonger. Free fishes. Get 4 fishes, fine. And eat one now. Thank her. Buy some bottles. I will absolutely have the Blimbery potion. Buy 3. Ask about the bottles. Don't buy holy water. Don't buy them. Look at the empty bottles. Move on. People go away. Go through the rubbish. Got a coin. Find somewhere to rest, not in a boat. So my suspicions about the boat were correct. I shall sleep by the shore. You lie down on a wooden jetty, watching the reflection of the moon on the rippling water. At least you have eaten once already today, and I'm in pretty good shape, so I won't eat any more. You stretch out and rest. You dream you are trapped in a low straw hut, its door sealed with bolts made of bones. A small fire is burning in one corner, but quickly spreads until you are surrounded by flame. You feel yourself starting to sweat from the heat. And you wake up to find a ball of fire raging mere inches from you. Oh, look at it. Firefox! This game predated that popular web browser by many years. The fire does not seem to be fueled. It is a ball about 3 feet wide, gushing with smoke and steam. A moment later it unravels, uncurling into a long animal form. It is a firefox. Perhaps it was sleeping. And it is coming for your neck in a blaze of fur and fire. Oh, spell, absolutely. F-O-F. Hey, that didn't work. You cast the spell, forming a shimmering force field around your body. You should be protected from all but the most serious injury now. The force field should help lessen the terrible heat if the creature gets close to you. Then it is upon you. You draw your sword ready to fight. At least your force field will keep the worst of the creature's flames back. Meaning I think that I might be able to safely defend without taking damage. If I go about a 4.7, sure. The firefox paces the earth before you, sparks of fire flashing across its fur. You swing your... I imagine that Yap would not have been the best option here. Okay. You swing your sword wildly for the gap between its body armor and its skull. It doesn't have body armor. It's a fox and it's on fire, or it's made of fire. It bites at the air with hot teeth, but your blow lands on a spurt of blood and fur. So I was looking for a space where there weren't lots of bones, like no shoulders and stuff like that. It twists and barks, its flame flickering somewhat. The monster crouches low and snarls, so it's got about this much left, right? So it can't go in full heavy. I'll go low. I'll go like a 1.3 in case it's defending. It is defending. You risk a lunge. The blow catches the firefox as it dodges back. It scratches at its fur. It's drawing power. What a waste. You bring your sword about for a wild blow, but your sword cannot reach the Firefox before it leaps. The Firefox's eyes flash a deep and hot red, and I full-on defend. Still taking damage, I see. Okay. The slavering beast charges for your throat, but you react fast, dropping back. Even through the force field, you are badly burned. The fox howls and whimpers. Yeah, but now... Oosh! It's got Naffle left, so it's probably defending. I'll go for about a 2. Yes, I was correct. Not wanting to leave yourself open, you try a gentle, stinging strike, but the Firefox is crouched low and your blade cannot reach it. As the Firefox grows weaker, its eyes glow redder, but its fur begins to turn ash grey. The creature crouches low and growls. I think it's... that's a threatening, but I think it's also... I'll go for this. Yes, but also defensive threat. You try a jab. The strike catches the Firefox as it moves away. The Firefox drops into a crouch. Woomph! Yes, it was not defending. The Firefox rears back and swipes you like a bear. You put all your might into a sweep of your sword, hoping to finish the creature in a stroke. The blow connects. The beast is crawling, dragging its wounded belly through the mud. Fire flickers along its back. The creature's fur bristles with flame, and I can go all out and hope it doesn't go in. Oh, it went in big. Yeah. Then the beast is pounding forward, spittle flying from its open jaws. Setting your stance, you readiest to stab forward, hoping to skewer the fox between its gaping jaws. But it is on fire, barreling forward. It scorches your skin. You bring your hand up to staunch the wound. The smell of blood makes the fox lick its lips with glee, and this should be the kill, because I don't think it can afford to attack seriously. You lash out quickly. The Firefox collapses and then a moment later ignites with a powerful flare. A pyre burns for a short instant and then it fades. The creature is tight skin around bones with no flesh left. 3 stone lost. You know what? I'll take it. I could have lost maybe 1 less. But yeah. You collapse back exhausted and scorched from the encounter. With luck, the rest of the night will be more peaceful. I will search the creature. The creature has no possessions, of course, but it has a fine array of teeth, including 4 front fangs that seem to glow with a faint heat, and I imagine I could summon it with the correct spell. With the tip of your sword, you dig out the first of the creature's fangs, but as you tug it free, the tooth cracks and suddenly erupts into flame. You drop it smartly, and the fire burns a moment longer before going out. If I remove the others, it's likely to go the same way. Unless I think I should wait for it all to cool down. I'll just leave them. I don't have a spell to summon it. Rubbing your scalded palm ruefully, you leave the rest of the teeth. You're in no mood for any more bloody work. Time to rest. With a pop, your force field shimmers out of existence. We have got provisions, we spent money. The sun rises, bringing with it chatter and excitement as stallholders and fishermen begin to gather at the shoreline. The early morning sun makes the air glow. Now, I have something very important to do. You turn away from the lake shore and follow the paved road back along the riverbank. I have something very important to do. You leave the shore for an old road across the plains. The day is likely to be clear and be hot once more. The road is busy as before you stride on. The road curves gently as you follow it. As the morning moves on, the wind begins to rise. The road is busy as before. You stride on. Indeed I do. You follow the old road. The road seems to break and shatter as you walk. As the sun climbs towards its zenith, the wind picks up. Time to move onwards. This is a terrible plan. The city is empty and dark. It is hot now. You're starting to sweat under your cloak. I have a terrible plan. You return to the tower. A terrible, terrible plan. And inside the tower, up, up, up I go. And here, I will adjust the beam. Now, I don't need... Right. I don't want to... Hang on. Go. Yes, there we go. This is going to be really bad. I don't want to lose the goblin paper. So I want to continue exploring. Now, I believe it is this one which lets me cast spells. No, it's this one. It's this one where I can cast Dock, right? Because I have a yellow plague to cure. You plummet downwards. You are back in the branches of a tree. The metal cylinder waits on its track. I will climb down. You wind your way down. All the way down. Cast a spell. I don't remember the mention of strange... Okay, no, I'm not going to cast a spell. Clearly, this is the wrong tower. I need the Dock Tower. Dock Tower is like Doctor, but it has more letters. And sounds a bit different. Up I go, and here. Cast a spell. D-O-C. Long overdue. You cast the spell across your potion and it begins to glow and fuzz. I will drink it. You knock back the enchanted potion and it warms you from the inside out and hopefully cures the disease which might have already been cured through prayer. This was a tower with strange stars, wasn't it? Soggy Marsh, yeah. Tower with strange stars. This was the tower where I had the look at the stars option, wasn't it? Nope, apparently not. Back into the city. Oh, do I need to change the land to... Huh. You set off across the hard ground, but the sun is all but gone. It will be dark soon. The bleak, level lands stretch away in all directions. No sane soul could live out here. Back I go. So, step up the tower. Time to move along. There's no look at the stars option. Adjust the beam. Obviously, we need to be getting this back to normal. Focus that beam more. Is that good? Semi-good? I'm not sure. Let's try that. No, there's no look at the stars option here. That's weird. Wait. I'll try one more thing. Here. No, there's no look at the stars option. Huh. Odd. Which should have been available here, but wasn't. Is it because I need to... I don't know. I don't like this. I want to find a way Wait. Let's go down in case it was at the bottom of the tower. This... Return outside, make a move. I mean, that's it. That's very odd. No spell. No. Oh god, this isn't working, is it? Right. Well, apparently I just got a bit stuck and confused. I don't want to lose the goblin paper just yet. I want to find some kind of secret. Oh. So maybe, just maybe, in the past, I can shine that beacon light, get in a boat, row across to some of these islands, like this hut on here, right? If I just position these beacons correctly. Oh. Okay. Clearly I need to backtrack to the base of the tower. You know what? Yeah, just backtrack to here because that was silly. Adjust for beam. There is a building here. Is that good? I definitely need to... Right. I need to adjust the beacons until that house is very solid. Okay, that's definitely removing it. This, very real now, very real. Also, how about if I get like this, yeah? Or if I just shorten it like that. Whoa. That's good, right? That's kind of good. Well, I think I'm definitely going to leave it here, give it a bit of thought, and try again sometime very soon. Not a lot has been achieved this session, but I did get plenty of provisions, which will help. Thing I want to know is, if my spellbook is safe and protected from the elements, why don't I just take that goblin scroll and tuck it between the pages of my spellbook? Then I might only lose a bit around the edges. Okay, I'm trying to avoid losing things in the water. All of this food I'm buying, I really don't want to risk losing that in the water, and so this food would be used for sailing about on boats, I imagine. Okay. What a way to leave it. Well, I hope you've all enjoyed this episode, in which very little was achieved, but some roaming around and resupplying was done. And I've probably wasted a whole load of money on food. But I got that Blimberry potion. I shouldn't have to worry about the yellow plague now, which didn't seem to be infecting anybody anyway, or causing me any serious problems. And I'll look forward to seeing you all in the very next episode. I'm going to say goodbye for now, though, and cheerio. See you all later, everyone.